Good afternoon. All right, so back on Spirit. I had a good night last night. Got the boom and all of the loose gear on the boat down and put it onto the starboard armor, and that's just to drop the boat down so that we have a kind of regular height surface for the fenders to be against. You can see where all this paint's been removed in the past. This is single pack paint on top of whatever is the substrate, and we're now at the end of its life, so it's starting to come loose. It's one of the things that we wanted to do with the boat in the yard here, but as we said before, life came along and changed that plan. We'll do it in the future, do it in the near future. So yeah, last night got the boom, all the lines, got everything down here, got the backstays back on, just kind of tidied everything up. Obviously we've got a lot of halyards still ready to go here. Checked the dagger board up and down, and then I went at midday and went and got the sails from where they're being stored by Portland Yacht Services. We've got the little main here. The jib's just about to go on. I've run the outboard and made sure it's good to go. It's completely gassed up now, and it's been running for a couple of hours on various throttle levels, and it seems like it's okay, but I'm very suspicious because I have experience with this boat, and I know that there's a number of different ways that the outboard can fail you when you need it to work most. Let's have a look at the setup here. This boat, I believe, did have an inboard engine originally, but you see now it's got this aluminum bracket that drops down behind the boat on a hinge, and then there's a single line that lifts it up, and then the outboard's pretty, it's in the water about as far as you'd expect it to go, and it's got a 4-blade high torque prop on it, but if you put it in reverse, it kicks the motor out the water, which is zero use. We need to work out some way of like bracketing it or bracing it so it stays down, so you've got at least whatever maneuverability is offered by that system, as opposed to stick it in reverse, try and stop, and then discover the outboard pops out the water, which is kind of how this happened if you saw that video way back when I last drove this boat. So she's kind of like sort of ready to go. The things we've got to do today, which is, we said it's, you've got to separate being in the yard with being like a sailor on the water, and that happened yesterday. I cleaned the boat up, jet washed it, got the interior cleaned up, still got lots and lots of things to do, but just, you can see where like there's still dirt in here, but it's pretty clean down through here now. It's pretty clean inside, tidied all through here, clean up on here. So when I came back to the boat this morning, I'm like, it feels like a boat. It doesn't feel like a yard period that's still kind of ongoing, It's, for me, it's very difficult to kind of like be in the yard and then get back into the gear to go sailing. So I'm glad I had that little break last night to drive back to Boston and think about what we'd achieved. I'm going to get the jib on now. The wind is pretty much on the nose here. This boat is an absolute sod to get off the dock, but we'll turn and go through here, and then we're going to go through the Casco Bay Bridge. I'm pretty sure actually we can sneak under it. I should have measured the mast when we were doing, these are little details I want to know, but I think it's like 62 feet, this mast, something like that. The bridge has only got 65 available at high tide, so we probably could just slide under it, but I'm going to ask for a lift. But if things go wrong, then we've got a little bit of latitude to maneuver. It's also why I want to put the jib on, so that I can just blow down here. If the motor goes, at least I can make my way down underneath the bridge. And we're going at low tide, as you can see here, so maybe we can slip under if anything goes wrong. I'm just constantly thinking, like, if anything goes wrong, It's, I don't know, when you're jumping onto a boat that you've not sailed for a long time, or that you're brand new to or anything, you just got to think like step ahead. The other thing that's ready to go here is the anchor. So once we've got the jib on, I'll make sure that there's a handle ready to go so we can anchor if we need to. So still need to put our other net on here, which was when we had damage to this boat. This boat got hit when it was on its mooring in Salem. I came to it one day. I think we were going to go into Boston Harbor or something. I forget now what the plan was, but came down, just kind of just getting the boat ready to go, and then came down the front to start releasing the bridle and realized the front had all been smashed in there. So that's all fixed up now. The net needs to go back on. But yeah, it's like kind of sort of ready to go. So you can do this, do a few more checks, and then we're going to turn and burn through the Casco Bay Bridge down to the Fore Points Marina, also here in Portland. PYS have got loads of people coming down here this weekend, so we can't be down on the dock here. So I'm going to leave the boat at Fore Points Marina for the weekend. I've got another little task I need to do down in Boston, which means I can't do anything. And the wind's from the south right now, and we need to go south. So it's like, hang on, let's just wait a couple days and make it easier. But look, it's a pretty wonderful time of the year to be doing this. This is the perfect boat to be doing it on. I guess the only thing I'm a little unhappy about is that my main halyard's not on. I could have done it when it was laid on the ground. I went and bought the halyard. I know that this boat's basically going to go to Boston, and then it's only going to be a couple days, and we're going to take it all apart again and put it on the land ready for it being painted, it being renovated, the things that are going to happen this winter. Now I see actually kind of where it's at. Yeah, the paint's a bit knacky. There's a few, the solar panels are lifting up. There's lots of aesthetic things, but in terms of like the operation of the boat, everything's actually here. Everything's good. So it might have been nice to sail properly rather than just messing along going south with the jib. But there you go, those are the decisions you make. I did talk to the yard and said, how much would it be to come back and get the crane to lift somebody up and put the main halyard in? They're like, oh, $500? I'm like, that's okay. Well, I'll climb the rig, we'll do that. So that's for me to do. But other than that, yeah, I think we're pretty ready to go. Pretty ready to go. Let me put the jib on and let's go. All right, well, the jib's up. Had a few issues with the, when you've got your jib foil extrusion and then it's got some play in the joints and the sail doesn't want to go up past it. Had to do a bit of that. You pull up the halyard until it's just got pressure on that area where it doesn't want to pass. And you go forward, give the stay a good shake, and it'll flick the what's that called, the twizzly bit at the top. It'll get it past the the junction and the extrusion. Had 2 or 3 of those. Definitely need new joints for the extrusion, because they're totally worn out and the helicoils are bust. So we're ready to leave the dock now. Now I'm not going to film leaving the dock in case it goes wrong, but I'm going to take off the lines here. She's holding on this set of springs in the middle, and the next time we chat, it should be on the water. Hey guys, I'm just home at the moment in Nova Scotia between projects. We're looking in this video at what happened with Spirit. The next thing we've got to get back to is Osprey, who's in France. We've just finished the Fastnet. We've got that brand new mainsail on board, and we've got jobs to do. The jobs we're going to do in December and January with Osprey is we're going to get professional riggers to put all new standing rigging on. Now we've got the new mainsail. It's 120% of the sail area of the original mainsail, so we're over 2,150 square feet. That mainsail needs to be supported by brand new standing rigging. The rigging that's on the boat now is over 15 years old. I think if we're going to the Global Solo Challenge in 2027, we're already entered. That's the event that we're going for. We've got other things we want to do after that. Good time now to get the standing rigging on so we can power up the boat without worrying that we're going to dismast it. So as always then, what that means is that we combine together to make this happen. If you'd like to come on board the boat, have a sailing experience with me, I'm going to be doing the Caribbean 600. That starts on my event starts on the 20th of February, 3 days of training, and then we start the event on the 23rd of February. April, we're going to do the Antigua Race Week, which again, 3 days of training before the start of Antigua Race Week. And then we're going to do the Newport Bermuda Race, 3 days of training before the start of the Newport Bermuda Race. If you'd like to be involved in any of those, you don't need to be some awesome sailor. I'm all about access. I'm all about people getting on board. The value proposition is you do about 10 days on board the boat with me. It might be a little bit more, it might be a little bit less. It's very much a kind of expedition that we all do together. Everybody's involved in everything, both in the prep of the boat, the cleaning up afterwards, and the sailing of the boat, in that order. And everyone gets to learn every part of it. Lots of time spent with me, lots of time spent with the other sailors on board. It's your boat for the event. Have fun, and afterwards we will have another step completed towards getting the boat ready for the Global Solo Challenge financially. Those $3,000 amounts coming in as sponsorship for each berth on board the boat. Add together, what we need to do is get that standing rigging replaced. So if you're interested in the Caribbean 600, Antigua Race Week, or the Newport Bermuda Race on board the boat, you want to sponsor me. The money doesn't go to me, it goes just to the boat. My money, my life comes from my other job and from doing the social media stuff. So get involved if you want. Get in contact through csmthemariner.com and come sailing in 2026. And then you can watch me go around the world in 2027 and know, I know that boat, I know how that goes. You shouldn't be doing it like that. Back to the video. Cheers. All right. We're away from PYS for the second time in a couple of months. Just to catch my finger on something. I think that was more to do with the jib than the departure from the dock. Okay. It's easy with these kind of boats. Actually, quite a lot of boats. You can just push off the bow, and then with this one, I just like push the back end of the armor along the dock to get the turn going, and then set her off towards open water. All right, so this is what we got to go under Casco Bay Bridge. I'll chat to them now. Casco Bay Bridge, Casco Bay Bridge. This is Spirit inbound. Just be aware I have very limited maneuverability with this boat and slow water speed. Many thanks for that. Let's see how this goes. You see we're kind of crabbing along. The mast is sailing regardless of what anybody else thinks is going on. When you've got a wing mast, it is permanently sailing. So we do have a little bit of pressure from that. I keep my speed low now. You heard I told them like, hey, I'm pretty slow here. They'll see it's something unusual. There we go, they're getting the bridge up for us. Let's hope these cars don't mind waiting for us. We're coming! Alright, so when you're going in under a bridge, you've got to be very aware of the fact that the tide, the current, and the wind are all going to be different depending on which you're being affected by. So I've got a bit of a diagonal kind of angle on here, but when I go inside the span of the bridge, I might have to straighten up or put more of an angle on or whatever. For such a small boat like this, it's not really an issue, but if you read the mariner's advice for the Casco Bay Bridge, it does say that on the flood and ebb tides, it's easy for ships to be set down to South Portland, which is on my right here. So yeah, it's not really an issue. And look, we can see at the side of the bridge there, 68 feet. So it's within 2 or 3 feet of the height of our mast. So I'm very glad that we're able to get the boat through now. It's not worth taking a risk, huh? Many thanks for that. Fantastic piece of engineering, these things. Many thanks, Casco Bay. Good watch to you. All right, let's get it to the next marina, and then we are officially done with like yard time. He's probably going, hey, you could have fit through without me opening. So yes, if we definitely knew the mast was exactly on 65. I think the mast is 65 and then it's above the water by X amount, like 68 foot does not make me feel good. All right, then we got the next marina, who I believe are on channel 10. Let's try about those guys. Fore Points Marina, Fore Points Marina. This is sailing vessel Spirit inbound over. It's the cut glass English accent though. If you've got the right frequency. Maybe I'll just check on my phone and see what the frequency is. Alright, we heard back from the marina and they were very clear once we got them. So we're going in here where they have overlapping wave attenuators, I'm told, and marked by red pennants, which I can see. And then we're on a hammerhead just to the right when we get inside. So looks pretty easy. Wind's going to be on the nose when we go in. Jamaica kind of ferry glide. I don't want to do anything that involves having to go into reverse with this boat. So let's see how this goes. I always love this situation when you're coming into marina. They got an overlapping entrance. See those two red flags there? It goes like that, like a dog leg to go in. So as I look at it now, it looks like there's no entrance whatsoever. He tells me it's 80 foot wide. We shall see. I think there's a little, is that a sonar coming out? It looks like it. Wherever you go, there's always a sonar. All right. See how this goes.
Well, it really couldn't have been any easier to get in here. As you can see, it's nice and flat, but you see the flapping flags there? Once you've got a wing mast, even 5 knots of breeze can have a pretty big effect on what's going on. And as with any multi-hull, if you have a problem, you are drifting downwind whilst you fix it.
Bearing in mind I haven't parked this thing in like 3 years.
So you see just a nice, slow, controlled turn, very little speed, knowing that the people on the dock are going to be there to help me, and then line ashore and slow the boat.
Just gently slow it down, yeah. That wasn't too bad. I'm not sure how much you saw of that, but the chap that I was chatting to on the dock there, he knows me from, he's like, I know you. I was like, okay. 2010, New York, he said, which puts it squarely in Clipper territory, and he knew me from driving Qingdao Clipper. So what do we do now? Turn off the engine. Let's get this guy turned off. Go and get the car, I think, or kind of tidy up here and then go and get the car, and then like this part of me is just like, let's just go. But if I do that, I'm doing some painting down in Boston, and I got to get it done by Monday, so got to go and deal with realities of that as well. But I think previous Chris and myself have put enough in here now that we are no longer in the boatyard. We are no longer up out of the water with no options. We are now at a new marina. So when I come back to the boat next time, right, I'm going to come around the, oh, where are you? Going to come around the corner, and then it'll be like, hey, look, I'm walking around on a marina, come around here, like, it's a boat. And that means as a boat that's on the water, we can go and have adventures. When they're on the land, you're a bit stuck dealing with, you know, travel lifts and all, yard equipment. However nice the people are, you can't do anything until they let you go. So basically I just got to do rig tension, put the boom on, put the main on, which is easy because it's only little. She sits heavily at the bow, hey. Oh, I think it's because of an outboard motor. Yeah, the other outboard motor from the dinghy is in the bow to make sure nothing else is in there as well. But look at that. Right, so that's it. That's today's update. So now we got a boat. We can go sailing. I'm not sure we will learn much from this apart from get out the boatyard whenever you can. Thank you very much everybody at PYS that made our stay there so, well, my part of it was wonderful. When I was interacting with them, it was great, but I think they're a bit sick of this boat and all the difficulties it is to move it around, but thank you to them. And yeah, if you like this stuff, please feel free to put a comment down below. That really helps the algorithm. Subscribe if you like and ring the notification bell, then you'll know when I've got some other rubbish to share with you. And next time we join each other, a couple of days for me, we'll be going sailing, sail to Boston. See you in the next one. Cheers.